reporter Anatoly Kurmanev, who joins us now. First of all, on those protests today, now Guaido said that millions of Venezuelans were out in the streets. From what you've been seeing, is that correct?
It was pretty underwhelming, given Guaido's promise that this would be the largest march in history. It was a respectable turnout, thousands of people in Caracas, massive rallies in provincial cities across the country, but it wasn't as big as he needed it to be after a failed uprising yesterday. It was more of a same style of protest that we've seen in the failed attempts to dislodge Maduro in 2014, 2017. Largely peaceful protest in the morning, followed by running battles between radical-oriented youths with armed forces, which, as you said, resulted in one death today.
What do you understand that's happened with this apparent coup? It seems like there were suggestions that some top generals would be defecting from Maduro, but in the end, they didn't do so. So are we really looking at a situation where nothing has actually changed?
There are indications that the opposition believed that they reached an accord with senior members of the military of Maduro's administration, and that fell through at the last minute. What is not clear is whether the opposition has been tricked into sort of opening their cards too early, or whether the officials just backed out at last minute for unknown reasons. But we are where we started. Both sides have been weakened by the events of the last few days. Guaido has relied on protests that haven't produced the results, and Maduro has been shown to be vulnerable. There have been at least one senior general, head of intelligence services, that has flipped, that have gone over to Guaido. The army has repressed, but they haven't showed him unconditional loyalty that he's been expecting. So both sides are looking weak, and we're back at a stalemate that we've seen here for the last few months.
Yeah, what about the kind of geopolitical angle to all of this? We have, of course, Maduro being supported by the Russian government, Guaido being supported by the United States, talking them about a possible intervention to support Guaido. How do people where you are in Caracas feel about the possibility of a potential American intervention?
The growing sense here in Venezuela, both among the opposition supporters and government supporters, that this battle is now gone beyond Venezuela, that the fate of Venezuela is not going to be decided here. We're now in the realm of geopolitics, that this will be a grand accord between the great powers, between the US, Russia, China, to a lesser extent, that will seal the fate of this country. Some of it is fatalism, some of it is people just losing hope after years of protest and 3 months of Guaido's parallel governments. But yes, there is a growing resignation here that whatever they do here in Venezuela doesn't matter, but it's all now up to America and Russia to decide according to their own needs.
Anatoly Kurmanev talking to us there live from Caracas this morning. Thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed.